The devil got bored of hell, moved to Los Angeles, opened a nightclub, and joined the LAPD. That's not the setup for a joke. It's the actual premise of Lucifer, one of TV's most surprising success stories. For 6 seasons, the fallen angel solved crimes, fell in love with a detective, fought demons and angels, reconciled with his father, who is literally God, and ultimately found redemption. From his days ruling hell to his final mission, saving lost souls, I'm taking you through the entire story of Lucifer in just a couple minutes. Season 1, The Devil Comes to LA. Before the show begins, Lucifer Morningstar has already spent millennia ruling hell. As the fallen angel who rebelled against God, he was tasked with punishing sinners for eternity. But after countless years of torture and damnation, Lucifer grew bored and resentful. Why should he have to punish people for sins that technically his father created them capable of committing? So Lucifer does what any reasonable fallen angel would do. He abandons his throne in hell, moves to Los Angeles, and opens an upscale nightclub called Lux. Joining him on Earth is his loyal demon friend and personal bodyguard, Mazikeen, or Maze for short. She's fierce, deadly, and completely devoted to Lucifer, though she doesn't really understand his sudden interest in humans. The story kicks into gear when a pop star Lucifer befriended is murdered outside his club. This brings him face to face with LAPD detective Chloe Decker, a no-nonsense cop who is strangely immune to Lucifer's supernatural charms. Usually, Lucifer can get anyone to reveal their deepest desires with a simple question and intense eye contact, but not Chloe. This fascinates him so much that he basically forces his way into becoming her civilian consultant. Working together, they solve the pop star's murder, and Lucifer discovers he enjoys punishing criminals on Earth. It gives him a sense of justice rather than just blind punishment. So he decides to stick around and continue working with Chloe, much to her initial annoyance. Early on, we learn that Chloe isn't just unusual because she's immune to Lucifer's powers, she's also the only person who makes him vulnerable. Literally, when she's around, he can be hurt or even killed. This mystery becomes a driving question for the first season. Why is Chloe special? While Lucifer keeps telling everyone he's the actual devil, nobody believes him except for Dr. Linda Martin, the therapist he starts seeing to understand his new human emotions. At first, he pays her in sex, but they eventually establish a proper therapist-patient relationship, with Linda helping Lucifer navigate his increasingly complicated feelings. Family drama arrives in the form of Amenadiel, Lucifer's angelic brother, who has been sent by God to bring Lucifer back to hell. Amenadiel uses various tactics to convince his brother to return, even slowing down time to have private conversations. When persuasion fails, he resorts to more underhanded methods, like stealing Lucifer's prized angel wings, which Lucifer eventually recovers and burns as a symbolic rejection of his father's control. Throughout the first season, Lucifer and Chloe grow closer as they solve cases together. We also meet Chloe's ex-husband, Dan Espinoza, another LAPD detective, and their daughter Trixie, who inexplicably adores Lucifer despite his discomfort around children. Maze, meanwhile, begins adjusting to life on Earth, though she remains frustrated with Lucifer's growing humanity. The season's big bad is Malcolm Graham, a corrupt detective who was shot and spent months in a coma. Unbeknownst to everyone, Malcolm briefly died and went to hell before Amenadiel brought him back and tasked him with killing Lucifer. Malcolm's plan is complicated when he learns that Lucifer possesses a special coin that could help him avoid returning to hell. In the season finale, Malcolm shoots Lucifer, who dies briefly, but is resurrected by God after making a deal to be a good son and return to hell. If only God will protect Chloe. Lucifer then confronts Malcolm, who has kidnapped Trixie, and ultimately defeats him. But as the season ends, Lucifer reveals that he now has a new problem. His mother has escaped from hell. Season 2, Mother Knows Best. Season 2 introduces us to Lucifer's mother, known as Goddess, who has inhabited the body of a deceased attorney named Charlotte Richards. Goddess was banished to hell by God after she tried to wage war on humanity, whom she saw as getting too much of her husband's attention. Lucifer initially plans to send his mother back to hell, but she convinces him that she only came to Earth to be with her children. She claims that after Lucifer's rebellion, God wanted to destroy him completely, but she convinced him to send Lucifer to hell instead, saving his life. Lucifer decides to let her stay on Earth as punishment, forcing her to live among the humans she despises. Meanwhile, Lucifer continues working with Chloe and their relationship deepens. We also meet Ella Lopez, the department's cheerful forensic scientist who brings a strong faith and optimistic outlook to the team. Unknown to Ella, she was saved from a car crash as a child by Lucifer's sister Azrael, who then guided her into Lucifer's life. Family tensions escalate when another of Lucifer's brothers, Uriel, arrives on Earth intending to kill their mother with Azrael's blade, the only weapon that can permanently destroy a celestial being. In a heartbreaking confrontation, Lucifer is forced to kill Uriel to protect both his mother and Chloe. This act of murder deeply traumatizes Lucifer, marking the first time we see him truly grapple with the weight of taking a life. The emotional fallout leads Lucifer to reveal his true devil face to Linda during a therapy session. After her initial shock and fear, Linda accepts this revelation and continues helping Lucifer, becoming one of the few humans who know the truth about him. A major revelation comes when Amenadiel discovers that Chloe is a miracle. She was conceived after he blessed her previously infertile mother on God's instructions 35 years earlier. This suggests that God placed Chloe in Lucifer's path deliberately, which infuriates Lucifer. Just as he and Chloe are getting closer romantically, even sharing their first kiss, Lucifer pulls away, believing their entire connection might be part of his father's manipulation. The season culminates with Goddess growing increasingly unstable in her human vessel, leaking divine light that threatens to destroy everything around her. Lucifer realizes he needs to find a way to help her leave Earth before she explodes. The solution comes in the form of the flaming sword, a divine weapon that can cut through the barriers between universes. After assembling the sword's 3 components, Lucifer uses it to create a tear in the universe, allowing his mother to leave and create her own world instead of returning to hell or heaven. This act of compassion, rather than vengeance, shows Lucifer's growing capacity for mercy and understanding. With her mother gone, the real Charlotte Richards returns to her body with no memory of what happened. Just when it seems things might calm down, the season ends with Lucifer planning to tell Chloe the whole truth about himself, only to be knocked unconscious and later wake up in the desert with his angel wings mysteriously restored. Season 3, Crisis. Season 3 follows Lucifer's quest to discover who kidnapped him and restored his wings. He suspects a criminal mastermind called the Sinnerman, but has trouble proving this person's existence to Chloe. A new character enters the mix, Lieutenant Marcus Pierce, the LAPD's new boss. Pierce is revealed to be Cain, the world's first murderer, cursed with immortality for killing his brother Abel. He's been searching for a way to die for thousands of years, and believes that Lucifer's vulnerability around Chloe might hold the key to ending his curse. Meanwhile, the human Charlotte Richards struggles with the missing time from when Goddess possessed her body. Learning that she briefly died and went to hell terrifies her, and she tries to become a better person to avoid returning there. She starts working as a prosecutor rather than a defense attorney, and develops a romantic relationship with Dan. The angel Amenadiel continues losing his powers, which he believes is punishment from God. He eventually finds new purpose in protecting Charlotte, seeing her redemption as his mission. At the same time, Lucifer's therapist Linda and Maze develop a close friendship, though it becomes complicated when Linda starts dating Amenadiel, Maze's ex. As Lucifer continues investigating the Sinnerman, he finally captures him, only for Pierce to show up and kill the man. Pierce later admits that the Sinnerman was his right-hand man who had gone rogue. Lucifer agrees to help Pierce break his curse of immortality, and they try various schemes, including resurrecting Abel, which goes hilariously wrong. When these plans fail, Pierce decides to make Chloe fall in love with him, theorizing that her connection to Lucifer might make her love powerful enough to break his curse. He begins dating her, much to Lucifer's jealousy. Eventually, Pierce and Chloe get engaged, but Pierce backs out when he realizes he genuinely cares for her and doesn't want to hurt her. This selfless act actually breaks his curse, making him mortal. Now mortal, but wanting to live, Pierce tries to start over elsewhere, but when Lucifer confronts him about hurting Chloe, they fight, and Charlotte accidentally witnesses this. Pierce later kills Charlotte to prevent her from revealing his true identity. Amenadiel, devastated by Charlotte's death, regains his wings and carries her soul to heaven. In the season finale, Lucifer and Chloe track down Pierce, resulting in a confrontation where Lucifer kills him in self-defense. In the process, Lucifer's devil face returns, just in time for Chloe to finally see it and realize he's been telling the truth all along. Season 4, Devil's Advocate. Season 4 picks up with Chloe having fled to Europe for a month to process the revelation that Lucifer is actually the devil. During her trip, she meets Father Kinley, a priest who convinces her that Lucifer is evil and must be sent back to hell. Chloe returns to LA with a vial of sedative, planning to help Kinley perform an exorcism on Lucifer. However, as Chloe works with Lucifer again, she begins to see that he's still the same person she's known all along. She abandons the plan, but Kinley proceeds without her, orchestrating a series of murders to manipulate Lucifer. When Chloe discovers this, she arrests Kinley, who warns her of a prophecy that when the devil walks the earth and finds his first love, evil shall be released. A major new character arrives in the form of Eve. Yes, that Eve from the Garden of Eden, who has left heaven to reunite with Lucifer. Their rekindled relationship brings out Lucifer's devil nature, and he begins embracing his darker impulses. This transformation becomes physical, as his devil form starts to take over his body permanently. Meanwhile, Amenadiel and Linda discover they're expecting a baby, causing concern among the angels who worry about a half-human, half-angel child. Amenadiel's sister Remiel arrives, intending to take the baby to heaven, but Amenadiel fights her off, asserting his right to raise his child on earth. As Lucifer struggles with his growing devil form, he realizes it's a reflection of his self-hatred. With help from Chloe and Linda, he confronts his feelings and regains control of his appearance. Chloe finally tells Lucifer she loves him for who he truly is, devil and all. However, Eve, feeling rejected by Lucifer, inadvertently causes a crisis by helping a demon named Dromos possess Kinley's body. Dromos kidnaps Linda and Amenadiel's newborn son Charlie, intending to make him the new king of hell since Lucifer refuses to return. In the season finale, Lucifer unleashes his full devil form to command the demons back to hell. Realizing that without a ruler, demons will keep coming to earth and threatening those he loves, Lucifer makes the heart-wrenching decision to return to hell, leaving behind a devastated Chloe just after they've confessed their love for each other. Season 5, Heavenly Intervention. Season 5 begins with Lucifer stuck in hell while his devious twin brother Michael arrives on Earth impersonating him. Michael's goal is to ruin Lucifer's life by turning his friends against him, revealing to Chloe that she was a gift from God, placed in Lucifer's path. When Amenadiel visits hell to warn Lucifer about Michael, Lucifer returns to Earth and reunites with Chloe. Though initially upset about being a gift, Chloe eventually realizes her feelings for Lucifer are real and entirely her own. They finally become a couple, with Lucifer discovering that his physical vulnerability around Chloe was self-imposed, a reflection of his emotional openness with her. Michael continues causing trouble, manipulating Maze by revealing that her mother, the demon Lilith, gave up her immortality to live and die as a human. Michael also reveals Lucifer's devil nature to Dan, who reacts badly and even tries to shoot Lucifer. The celestial family drama reaches its peak when Michael kidnaps Chloe, leading to a confrontation between the angel brothers. During the rescue, Amenadiel accidentally freezes time for all humans when he panics about his son Charlie's apparent mortality. Michael and Maze show up for a final confrontation, resulting in an all-out celestial brawl that's interrupted by none other than God himself, who has had enough of his children fighting. God sticks around on Earth for a while, trying to reconnect with his children and repair his relationship with Lucifer. We learn that God is losing control of his powers and wants to retire. After considering various successors, including Amenadiel, Lucifer decides he should become the new god himself, hoping to fix a system he sees as fundamentally broken. Meanwhile, Michael gathers angel supporters in heaven to oppose Lucifer's candidacy. To prove himself worthy, Lucifer helps reconcile God with Goddess before they retire together to her universe. Before departing, God finally tells Lucifer he's proud of the man he's become. The season ends with Dan being murdered as part of Michael's scheme to sabotage Lucifer. When Lucifer discovers that Dan's guilt has trapped his soul in hell, he becomes even more determined to become God and fix the afterlife system. Michael recovers the flaming sword, kills his sister Remiel, and prepares for war. In the epic finale, Lucifer and his allies face off against Michael and his angel followers. During the battle, Chloe is killed, and Lucifer journeys to heaven to save her, despite knowing that as a banished angel, entering heaven will destroy him. Miraculously, his sacrifice for love proves him worthy, and he returns to Earth resurrected, defeating Michael and becoming the new god. Season 6, Saving Grace. The final season begins with Lucifer reluctant to officially assume his role as God, despite having been chosen by the angels. As he prepares to finally ascend to heaven with Chloe as his consultant, he meets a mysterious young woman named Rory who reveals herself to be his future daughter with Chloe. Rory has traveled back in time seeking revenge on Lucifer for abandoning her before she was born. She explains that in her future, Lucifer disappeared before her birth and never returned, even when Chloe was dying of old age. Lucifer is baffled by this, insisting he would never willingly abandon his family. Meanwhile, Amenadiel takes a job with the LAPD, wanting to improve the system from within. Maze and Eve prepare to get married, and Ella finally discovers the truth about celestials, angels, and demons living among them. She also realizes the world is heading toward an apocalypse because, without God, heaven has fallen into chaos with angels answering prayers indiscriminately. The ghost of Dan, stuck in limbo because of his unresolved guilt, is brought back to Earth by an angel. He helps reconcile things with his daughter Trixie before finally finding peace and ascending to heaven. As the mystery of Lucifer's future disappearance deepens, he bonds with his time-traveling controlling daughter and tries to solve the case of his own future murder. He realizes that his true calling isn't to be God, a role Amenadiel eventually assumes, but rather to help lost souls in hell find redemption, just as he found his own. In the series finale, Lucifer and Chloe save Rory from a kidnapper, and Rory comes to understand why Lucifer had to leave. It was always part of his destiny to return to hell, not as a punisher, but as a healer. With this understanding, she makes Lucifer a promise to go, knowing his greater purpose is to help the damned escape their guilt and find peace. In an emotional goodbye, Lucifer returns to hell while Chloe raises Rory on Earth. The series ends decades later with an elderly Chloe dying peacefully with Rory by her side. Amenadiel, now God, comes to escort Chloe's soul personally, taking her to hell, where she reunites with Lucifer for eternity, joining him in his mission to redeem lost souls. Throughout its 6 seasons, Lucifer evolved from a supernatural police procedural into a profound exploration of free will, self-determination, and redemption. The show consistently asked whether we are defined by others' expectations or can forge our own path regardless of how others see us.